And now, Mike's thoughts.
You know what simply blows my mind? The NFL world does not bat an eye when Cardi B is in the spotlight. Yes, that Cardi B just announced that she's pregnant with Stephon Diggs' baby. That's her fourth kid by 3 baby daddies. By the way, and everyone's clapping, laughing, and say, "Oh, how cute." No outrage, no endless think pieces, no media circus questioning about what this means for the league. Nothing but crickets. But the second Taylor Swift shows up for a Chiefs game to support her man, her fiance, all hell breaks loose. Suddenly, she's a distraction. Suddenly, she's ruining football. Suddenly, the NFL is selling out the pop culture. Let's keep it real. Taylor Swift is in the spotlight because she's actually building a future with somebody. She's not out here popping out babies left and right without a ring. She's getting married. She's bringing stability and a sense of family, and whether you like it or not, she's representing something whole more than a lot grounded than the chaos that glorifies with Cardi B. But don't get it twisted. I could give 2 shits less who Stephon Diggs dates. I could give 2 shits less of what Cardi B does in her personal life. But the double standard is ridiculous. If Taylor Swift sneezes in the suite, the sports media runs 5 stories about how it and every fan acts is sensationally about football is being violated. But Cardi B, she's announcing her 4th pregnancy on national TV, tied in the face of the Patriots franchise. And the NFL world's like, yeah, whatever. It is what it is. At least Taylor's making headlines for love, for marriage, for commitment. Cardi B making headlines for drama. Headlines for a baby, drama. And yet, somehow, that's acceptable background noise for the league. Come on. So miss me with the fake outrage. If you're mad about Taylor Swift showing up on your screen because you're silent about Cardi B attaching yourself to one of the biggest names in NFL football, then maybe you're not mad about football purity. Maybe you're just mad about Taylor Swift doesn't fit your narrative you want. Cue that intro. Are you ready for the best damn NFL show on the planet? Man Hour Nation, rise up.
Yeah, hey. Hitting that gridiron, we going hard, we running the plays. You know the vibe, only the strong survive. Gotta keep your head in the game. Talking NFL, uncut, straight raw. Steady bringing that sauce. We about to take off. Get it hype, this man, our sport talk. Yeah, from the quarterback to the lineman. Everybody bringing heat. You don't really want to try them. Hey, who gon' win? It's a battle of the giants. This show is the flyest. Nobody can deny it. This is Man Hour. Sport Talk. Man Hour. Sport Talk. What team you reppin'? We keep it interesting. Who caught another down? Who got that interception? This is Man Hour. Sport Talk. Man Hour. Sport Talk. What team you reppin'? We keep it interesting. Who caught another down? Who got that interception?
Let's go. What is up, Man Hour Nation? Welcome back out here with the Man Hour NFL Talk. I'm so glad you guys with us today. Welcome to live, raw, uncut NFL Talk. Before we head into today's action, guys, head over to manhourradio.com. That's where you can find your exclusive merch, fresh of the freshest blogs, and everything happening around the NFL landscape. So if you're rocking with the Man Hour, guys, that is a spot to do it. Remember, hit the like button, hit the share button, also hit the subscribe button as well, so you never miss a live, interactive show. That's the easiest way to stay plugged into us. But if you want the full experience, become a Pigskin Pundit. That is our members-only community. Get free entry to the NFL weekly pick'ems, giveaways, exclusive merchandise, and bonus live streams that only our Pigskin Pundits get. So if you want that next level access, guys, join the squad today. Now remember, this is a live, interactive show, so drop your comments down below. Drop your thoughts, drop your opinions, and the hottest of the hottest takes I want to hear from you. Just like my man, Old Man River. He says, "What up, Buck? I can't scroll back again, but Old Man River is there." He says, "Let's see." He wants to see the chocolate starfish. Old Man River wants to see the chocolate starfish. I'm like, well, slow it down, baby. Slow it down. Then my man Shay Fraser in the chat is fashionably late. I wasn't late, Shay. I wasn't late. What you realize, Shay, is at 9 o'clock, we start the 5-minute countdown. Usually about 8:58 is when I usually start it, but today was right at 9 o'clock. I start the 5-minute countdown so the notifications get pushed out so people can start to tune in, so I can make sure stuff is working. Because, you know, I try to be prepared, Shay. I try to get there on time and be prepared. Unlike some people I know like to play show up 12 minutes before a football game. But hey, Not trying to shoot the shade. Just states are facts. States are facts. He changed paint. Give him a minute. Okay. Got RPG Productions back in the chat today. He says Daddy Diggs. Daddy Diggs is right. I'm not for sure if you want to call him Daddy Diggs though. I'm just saying. My man David Simons in the chat as well. He says hello. What's up, David? Got Marquio Lopez in the chat as well today. Hello. And RPG says you don't see the camera pointing to Cardi B after every play. Has Cardi B been to a game yet? Thank you. Carry on. And Shay Frazier says facts. Tired of this Taylor Swift saga. Then stop making this. Then stop making it an issue. You want the drama to stop? Stop making it an issue. Alpha Rob says, I'm so glad Stephon Diggs is away from Buffalo. Don't worry, he'll make his way back around. He will make his way back around. Alpha Rob also says he hope he doesn't hold the baby. He might drop it. Oof. Too soon. Boban Rivers says.
Pun. Get you some
of that pig skin pun. As RPG Project says, Travis Kelce isn't expecting a baby. Diggs is. Whoa. Y'all shooting fires. You go dogging my man Travis Kelce. Come on now. Yeah. Oh, Jesus. Sheesh. Travis Kelce did drop a ball in the end zone. He did drop the 4th and 10-yard catch as well. He did. But guys, we got a good show for you lined up today. We do got a good show. We're going to talk about the Buffalo Bills taking on the Miami Dolphins. We're talking about Justin Fields no longer being a great quarterback. The man is out for this week with a concussion. We got the NFL Week 3 power rankings. We got the cold hard facts. And then, of course, we got a little bit of thing called fact and a little bit of crap. But guys, let's start right up at the top and let's talk about the one and only Josh freaking Allen. Guys, Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills, because this man is coming into week 3 with something to prove. As I got to sneeze. My bad, guys. The allergies literally just came out of nowhere the last hour or so. So, my bad. I didn't mean to snort and that. All right. So let me go ahead and go back to this mode so I know where to cut it and make the clip. We're going to start over again. All right, guys. So let's talk about Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills, because this man is coming into week 3 with something to prove. Because last week versus the New York Football Jets, Allen led a dominant performance, bloody nose and all, but the surprising stat. He had 0 tutties, 0 passing touchdowns, 0 rushing touchdowns. That's the only 8 time in his 125 career starts, including playoffs, that has happened. Where these allergies come from? Die already. But, sorry. Who does he get next? The good old Miami Dolphins. A team has absolutely owned throughout his career. Last year, Josh Allen torched the Miami Dolphins in both matchups. The Dolphins did a different job containing his legs, but they had no answer for the Buffalo Bills' passing attack and the balance of their offense last season. Now, let's take a look at the Miami Dolphins defense this season. Guys, their defense has been ugly. In just 2 games, they let Daniel Jones and Drake May combine for 4 passing touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Oh, and both of those quarterbacks ran for two touchdowns each. Guys, if Daniel Jones is running it on you, you got problems. If Drake May is running on you, you got problems. The numbers back it up. Miami is struggling to get off the field defensively. Their interior pass rush has been non-existent, which means quarterbacks are standing back there, clean pockets, picking them apart week after week. And now you're about to face Josh Allen, the best quarterback in the NFL. No. One of the toughest, one of the best player in the NFL, period. Guys, the Bills have weapons too. James Cook is running the ball well. And through the first 2 weeks, 8 different Bills have caught passes already for multiple receptions. That kind of distribution makes this offense incredibly hard to defend. If you double team Keenan Coleman, I had Stephon Diggs on the mind. If you double team Kincaid, it's who do you pick your poison? They have too many options. Unless the Buffalo Bills offensive line suddenly collapses, Josh Allen's going to have plenty of chances to make plays, and history says the Miami Dolphins will pay. So guys, think about this. Josh Allen is about to torch the Miami Dolphins on Thursday Night Football. It's going to be a bounce back game waiting to happen. Josh Allen is going to score 5 total touchdowns on Thursday. Josh Allen is going to make the Miami Dolphins wish Mike McDaniels was fired last season like he should have been. The Josh Allen is going to embarrass the Miami Dolphins so bad that we may never see the Miami Dolphins on primetime TV ever again. So let me ask you guys this question. Will Josh Allen light up the Miami Dolphins like he always does? Or will the Miami Dolphins defense finally step up and shut Josh Allen down? Guys, drop your comments down below. With that being said, Alpha Rob right at the best says nobody's doubling Diggs. I said Stephon Diggs. I meant Keenan Coleman. You guys, Cardi B, the whole Stephon Diggs thing. Stephon Diggs was on my mind. My bad. But do you guys think that the Miami Dolphins legitimately have a shot of shutting down Josh Allen? Because I think Josh Allen is about to go off. I think Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills are going to go on a 17-0 run. I think they're going to go out there and they are going to dominate game or play after play, drive after drive. Nobody is slowing down Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills, especially not the Miami Dolphins. Especially not the Miami Dolphins. And the only thing the Miami Dolphins have going for them right now is the potential of the big plays. Potentially the big play. So let's flip it to the other side of this matchup. Tua and Mike McDaniels, Miami Dolphins offense. Now, here's what people might have missed in Miami Dolphins Week 2 loss to the New England Patriots. The big play has finally come back alive. Back in Week 1, the Dolphins looked flat and couldn't generate an explosive offense to save their life. But in Week 2, they ripped off 8 plays of 15-plus yards. Let me repeat that. 8 plays for 15-plus yards. That is the Dolphins' DNA. Speed, explosiveness, and chunk yardage. And that's a step in the right direction if you are a Miami Dolphins fan. But here's the problem. Miami Dolphins, they're dead last in the NFL time of possession, while the Buffalo Bills rank first. That means the Dolphins cannot control the clock. Their only chance is to win in a shootout, and historically, that has not gone well for Tua against the Buffalo Bills. Matter of fact, historically, that has not gone well for the Miami Dolphins, period. Look at the matchups. Tua has not had much of career success against the Buffalo Bills. Sean McDermott's defense has consistently found ways to frustrate him, but he's still got Tyreek Hill, still got Jalen Waddle, who can stress any secondary in the league. Waddle did pop up on their injury report on Tuesday, and if he's not 100%, that's a big concern. But still, Tyreek Hill can flip a game on a single play, and the Buffalo Bills know it. Then there's also Devon Achane, right? The Buffalo Bills nightmare. In just 4 career games against Buffalo, Achane has put up 467 yards from scrimmage and 6 touchdowns. So if you're a fantasy player, put on Devon Achane in your roster now. And you better believe Mike McDaniels is going to feed him touches. Better get 20 to 25 touches if they want a chance against the Buffalo Bills. Guys, and the Buffalo Bills defense will get up yards. That is what they do. They're a bend, don't break defense, but here's a kicker. They are now on a 24 game of not losing the turnover battle, including playoffs. That is how the Buffalo Bills defense wins. Bend, don't break, and then they take the ball away. If Miami cannot protect the football, this game could get ugly fast, a.k.a. nobody started playing in the fourth quarter. But here's the deal. Tua, McDaniels, Tyreek Hill, Waddle, Achane have to turn this into a track meet because they're not beating the Buffalo Bills in a grinded out postseason type, a possession type of game. So guys, in the comments, can the Dolphins offense turn this into a shootout and finally get to past the Buffalo Bills? Or are they doomed to fall back in the same old script against the Buffalo Bills, a.k.a. getting their asses whooped? Drop your thoughts in the comments down below, and let's talk about it, baby. So as we jump back into this chat here, Alpha Rob says Bosa is going to have a big game. Joey Bosa is going to find his groove, find his mojo, and make Tua's life a living hell. Alpha Rob, you're probably not right. Sorry, you're probably not wrong. You are right. Old Man River says Buffalo Bills 41-17. Good Lord. James Frank says it's going to be a shootout because Josh Allen's going to go for 500 yards. 500 yards, 5 tutties, 2 of them on the ground. Look at that. And then Will Olsen says, we got a bunch of dummies in the chat. Bills definitely ain't winning 17 games. More like 12 to 13 at most. Will, you better slow it down, baby. Who is going to beat the Buffalo Bills? When you look at the Buffalo Bills schedule, Will, who is going to beat the Buffalo Bills this season? Is it the Patriots? Is it the Jets? Is it the Miami Dolphins? Is it the Kansas City Chiefs? Because those are pretty much all the competition that they have for the rest of the season. Everything else is a freaking cakewalk. Potentially the Buccaneers. Yes, potentially. Bengals, trash. Steelers, trash. Browns, trash. Eagles are going to wax that ass. Jets, trash. Panthers, trash. Falcons, trash. Saints, trash. Now, obviously 17-0 is a big reach, right? But 15-2, 16-1, that is not a stretch of the imagination, Will. Old member says Tyreek Hill is washed up. Washed up, he says.
Big skin pun. Get you some.
And you know what, Old Man River? Honestly, what has Tyreek Hill done well? He doesn't run routes well. He doesn't get open very well. What he does well is he does double, triple, quadruple move routes. That's what makes him effective. Once his speed starts to drop, he is in for a long, long career, unfortunately. That's just the way it is. RPG Production says, this is what a perfect week as a Patriots fan. Patriots beat the Steelers. Defense continues the way it's been. Jets lose to the Bucks. Dolphins get smoked by the Buffalo Bills. 3-0, Pats 2-1, Jets 0-3, Fins 0-3. That's probably what's going to happen, honestly. All right. Derek's in the chat says, what up, man? What up, Derek? What's up? He says, if it is in Miami, Bills are going to be in the sun all day long. They built for it. Well, it is at Buffalo. It's on Thursday Night Football. The Buffalo Bills are going to cakewalk the Miami Dolphins. Let's just be honest. Alpha Rob says, Pats only won because Allen didn't play week 18. James Frank asked the best question of the day. How did the Buffalo Bills get such an easy schedule? Well, when you play the AFC South and the NFC South, arguably the worst divisions in football, there's 8 games. 8 easy-ass games. And then their division sucks. 6 easy-ass games. So when you play the NFC South, you play the AFC South, and your division, the only games outside of your division is tough are the Eagles and the Chiefs. You got a pretty easy schedule. Just the way the cookie crumbles, right? Just the way the cookies crumble. James Frank says, I mean, their division games are a given to be easy, but I thought you had a great record the next year. Your schedule was supposed to be hard. It makes sense. So yes, how the NFL schedule works is it's in like a 4-year rotation, I believe it is, right? So every year you are the AFC East, right? This year they play the NFC South and they play the AFC South. So they'll play all of their games, right? I think they also play the NFC North as well. So yeah, so they're playing the NFC North, NFC South, the AFC North, NFC South, AFC South. No, they're not playing the AFC South. So they're playing the AFC North, NFC South. Those are the 2 divisions that they will play. And then you play the top. So if you are the number 1 overall seed in your division in the AFC East, then you play the number 1 team from, like, say, the AFC West, which the Kansas City Chiefs are, and then other ways around. So that's where you get your first place schedule. But I mean, let's just be honest. It's the NFL. You can win any given Sunday. So it is what it is. But guys, let's talk about the Buffalo Bills injuries. As the allergies start to kick up here, the Buffalo Bills injuries, guys, is the X factor in this game. The Buffalo Bills defense which is banged up heading into week 3, and this is the big what if of the whole entire game. Guys, here's the rundown. Defensive tackle Ed Oliver will missed Sunday's game, and he's going to be out again this week as well. That is a huge loss. Oliver is the guy who clogs up the middle, blows up run plays, and collapses the pocket. Without him, Miami's struggling offensive line might actually get some relief in the trenches. And then there's linebacker Matt Milano. This one stings just as bad. Matt has historically been a thorn in Miami Dolphins' side, one of the best coverage linebackers in football, and he will not be suiting up either on Thursday Night Football. The Dolphins could look to exploit this, running screens, misdirections, and play action to confuse the Buffalo's second-level defenders. And the secondary is not at full strength either. Both Cam Lewis, and Taron Johnson have both limited in practice all week long. That's depth and versatility being tested against a Dolphins team that wants to spread it out and push the pace. And now let's not act like the cupboard is bare. Even without Ed Oliver, Milano, Buffalo Bills still have firepower, right? They have Rosenu, as I'm saying that right, number 57. They still have Joey Bosa, and they have all been instructive off the edge to start this season. Daquan Jones in the middle, along with rookies TJ Sanders and Devon Walker, are both getting favorable matchups as well. If this group can win at the line of scrimmage, the Dolphins will have a tough time sustaining drives. But if the Buffalo Bills cannot generate penetration up the front without Ed Oliver, this could open up what Miami Dolphins needs to get Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle going. The Dolphins are dead last in time of possession this season, so they need chunk plays, and this banged-up Bills defense might give them just enough opportunities to hit those. So, guys, here's the bottom line. Buffalo's defense is talented, but these injuries can make them vulnerable at worst possible times against the explosive Miami Dolphins. In the comments below, will the Buffalo Bills defense overcome these injuries and shut down the Miami Dolphins, or will Miami finally take advantage of Buffalo being shorthanded? Drop your thoughts and let me know about it. Because we all know the Buffalo Bills defense last season was historically bend and don't break. Bend, don't break, bend, don't break, bend, don't break. However, this year's a little bit different, right? This year's a little bit different. But what do you guys think? Can they actually keep it close? Probably not. Let's move to another team in the AFC East. That's New York Football Jets. And honestly, is anyone surprised at this point? Because it feels like the same old Jets story. Week after week, year after year. Breaking news, Justin Fields will miss week 3 against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers with a concussion. Head coach Aaron Glenn just announced that Tyrod Taylor is going to be getting the start this week. Let's rewind week 2 against the Buffalo Bills. Fields looked absolute terrible before he even got hurt. 3 completions. Shay, 3 completions. Yes, you heard me right. 1, 2, 3. 3 completions on 11 pass attempts for 27 yards over 3 quarters of football. That is not QB1 play. That is practice squad level of play. And then Joey Bosa absolutely plants him in the turf, and now he's in concussion protocol. So insert Tyrod Taylor. And listen, Tyrod Taylor is a solid vet. He's been around forever, and he at least competent, right? 7 completions for 11 attempts for 56 yards and a touchdown in just 1 quarter. Tyrod outplayed Fields entire 3+ quarters, but let's be real. If Tyrod Taylor is your answer in 2025, you're about to get cooked. This is the Jets we know. This is the Jets Kurtz at his finest. They bring in Justin Fields, had a great week 1, flamed out in Chicago, yes. Flamed out in Pittsburgh, yes. They're going to bring him in. They're going to fix him. And here we are 2 weeks in, hurt, inconsistent, and benched for a 15-year-old vet. It's almost comical. Let's not forget Justin Fields' history. He has never played a full season in 3 years with the Bears. Never played a full season with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Injuries have always been the story. And now, same thing in New York. Same song, different verse. Jets fans, I'm sorry. But you should have seen this coming a mile away. You should have seen this. Now, head coach Aaron Glenn is out here hyping up Tyrod Taylor like he's the second coming of Joe Namath. There's no coverage he hasn't seen. Great, says Aaron Glenn. Cool. Great. That doesn't matter when you have no offensive line or a consistent quarterback play. This team went from Aaron Rodgers to Zach Wilson to Justin Fields. Guys, here's the bottom line. The Jets, who we thought they were. Overhyped, underperforming, and already making excuses 2 weeks into the season. Guys, Aaron Glenn is out here hyping up Tyrod Taylor for what? There is no coverage he hasn't seen. Who cares? It doesn't matter. You got no offensive line, no consistency at quarterback. So let me ask you guys this question. Are the Jets officially cursed at quarterback? Or is it actually hope with Tyrod Taylor underneath center? Drop your thoughts in the comments down below. And I was muted. I'm sorry. These allergies literally kicked up out of nowhere. As soon as I got home, played baseball with the boys, all of a sudden, bam. Not today, Billy Bob, he says. Alpha Rob says, then you don't know ball. But yeah, you guys are going at it. I love it. Keep talking your shit in the comments. I love it. James Frank says, I jinked him. It's on me. I think Fields will be a good in Jersey. So as you guys know, James Frank is a Cleveland Browns fan. And James, being a Cleveland Browns fan, you know all about great quarterback play. You know how good Cleveland Browns quarterbacks can be on different teams. So for you to say you thought he was going to be good in Jersey is crazy to me. Shay, you telling me that that Justin Fields is going to be a top 10 quarterback in the NFL is crazy to me. Now, after week one, I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I bought into the Kool-Aid a little bit. Also bought into the Raiders Kool-Aid. Also bought into the Chicago Bears Kool-Aid in the first 3 quarters. And look where they're at. Chicago Bears 0-2. New York Jets don't have a quarterback. And the Raiders are dog shit bad. Alpha Rob says Fields is trash and everybody knew that. Yes. Yes. Unfortunately, it is what it is. Just not very good. One day I might figure out my allergies. Allergy shots are not working. Allergy pills are not working. Benadryl is not working. At some point, something's got to work. I don't know if I got to take a shot in the butt or what. But yeah. Jeez, my bad, guys. I'm so sorry. I apologize very, very much from the bottom of my heart. But guys, it is time to get into some NFL Week 3 power rankings. Power rankings, power rankings, power rankings. All right, guys, welcome to the NFL Week 3 Power Rankings. We're just not ranking teams, we're also previewing how they're going to be in their Week 3 matchup. So let's play it out. Let's start from 10, go up to number 1, and see where your favorite team rates. So coming in at number 10, guys, in this week's Man Hour NFL Power Rankings is arguably one of the best teams in the NFL. Yes, they're sliding down the power rankings. Yes, they're 0-2, but the Kansas City Chiefs guys still crack the top 10. And here's why. Patrick Mahomes. Do I need to say more? Patrick Mahomes. Even with their offense struggles, Mahomes has shown flashes of brilliance. That keeps the Kansas City Chiefs competitive. The wide receiver core throw, it's been a mess. Drops, lack of separation with zero rhythm on the red zone offense. Through 2 games, they're still averaging 17.5 points per game. Woo. Which is still the bottom 10 of the league, and that's unheard of a Mahomes-led team. The defense has quietly been solid, giving up fewer than 20 points per game, which is the only reason why they haven't been buried yet. Guys, Chris Jones and that defense front is what keeping them alive. That's why they're still in the top 10. And guys, whether you want to admit it or not, this is exactly where I had the Kansas City Chiefs, starting out 0-2, going into MetLife Stadium. And that's what they'll be in week 3. They're heading to MetLife Stadium to take on the New York Football Giants on Sunday Night Football. Here is the challenge, right? The Giants are scrappy, but they're inconsistent. Their offensive line is still shaky. Kansas City Chiefs has a chance to bounce back here, but it won't be easy. If Mahomes gets a decent production, they will win. But this game is the making of an ugly, grinded out type of game. 24-20 is my prediction. So, guys, Chiefs fans, are you confident they will bounce back in this week, or 0-3 is a real possibility? They are going to bounce back this week in my eyes, and they'll be A-okay. But what do you guys think? Will Olsen said the Chiefs and the Texans are the only 0-2 teams who will be in the postseason. I agree with the Chiefs. I disagree with the Texans. The Texans have shown no rhythm, and their coaching staff is holding them back. And then Shay says an 0-2 team in the top 10 is wild work. So, Shay, the Kansas City Chiefs are in the top 10 because they can beat 18 other teams in the NFL still. They can still beat the Cincinnati Bengals. They can still beat the Pittsburgh Steelers. They can still beat the Miami Dolphins. They can still beat all of those teams. Being 0-2 does suck. But NFL world, this is exactly what you did not want to see from the Kansas City Chiefs. You did not want to see them struggle early in the season because they're going to get hot. They're going to play hot. And once the playoffs hit, Super Bowl, baby. Alfredo says, I don't know if the Kansas City Chiefs will score 24. That is true. Wasn't it last year the Chiefs only broke like 24 points like twice all season or something crazy, like just like that? It's tough. It's tough. But those Kansas City Chiefs coming at 10, but coming at number 9, it is the one and only Baltimore Ravens. They have been up and down to start the season. Derrick Henry has been the hammer they wanted, but the passing game hasn't clicked quite yet. The biggest shock, Mark Andrews only has 2 catches for 7 yards through the first 2 games of the season. That's unbelievable for a guy who used to be Lamar Jackson's number 1 option. Lamar is dangerous with his legs and his arms, but when his safety blanket disappears, the offense stalls quickly. Now, this defense has been steady, giving up under 21 points per game, but they've struggled to get consistent pressure. And that could bite them in the butt later against better quarterbacks. Because you look back at week 1, they gave up, 40 points? Last week, they only gave up 6. So that's why their point differential is so big. Now, week 3 preview is a massive test on Monday Night Football against the Detroit Lions. The Lions offense has been explosive in stretch, and Jared Goff is quietly spreading the ball around. Baltimore needs Lamar to be dynamic and Henry to wear down the Detroit's front 7. At home, under the lights, I will give the Ravens the edge in this game, and my prediction is the Ravens 30 and the Lions 27. But coming in at number 9 are the Baltimore Ravens. So Ravens fans, is Mark Andrews still a top tight end in the league, or is he done being Lamar Jackson's go-to guy? That's the question. And then coming in at number 8, the one and only Washington Commanders. Guys, here's a shocker. The Washington Commanders are at number 8. Jalen Daniels is still showing promise, right? The defense is still growing. The offense is still doing its thing. But the Jalen Daniels potential injury, has me worried. Defensively, Washington is forcing turnovers at key times, which is exactly how you want to overachieve in the NFL, but they're not perfect. The offensive line has lapses, and Dan Quinn is still, and then of course Jaden Daniels is still a second year player that's going to have a lot of bumps. This team is tough. Don't get it twisted. This team is tough, but they are 1-1. But they are falling down in this week's rankings, right? So, and then coming in at number 7, we see John's team, the Detroit Lions. We know that they're physical. We know that they're aggressive, and they're built around the trenches. Jared Goff has been sharp, spreading the ball around, at least last week, and Amon-Ra St. Brown is reliable as any wide receiver in the league. But the biggest concern for me for the Detroit Lions is the defense. They've given up chunk plays. They are allowing teams to run around them, run over them, run through them. This is why they're sitting at number 7. I do not trust them going back and really being dominant like they were last season. And then coming in at number 6, we have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Bucs are shocking everyone, right? Baker Mayfield looks like him, a different quarterback this season. He's definitely a top 10 quarterback in the NFL, and he's top 10 in the NFL passer racing, spreading the ball around, and most importantly, protecting it. Mike Evans is still a matchup machine, and once Chris Godwin comes back, this is going to be an elite level team. So far, they're only giving up 17 points per game. That is winning football. That is why the Buccaneers are coming in at number 6 this week. Coming in at number 5, Los Angeles Chargers. Yes, I'm a Kansas City Chiefs fan, but real recognizes real. The Chargers and Jim Harbaugh guys, Jim Harbaugh is making his presence felt in LA. Justin Herbert looks comfortable. The offense is averaging over 28 points per game, and the defense is forcing turnovers. For the first time in years, this team looks like it's not wasting Herbert's prime. Now, they do host Denver this Sunday, an AFC West battle, so we'll see exactly how good they are. But then coming in at 4, we have Shea Frazier's team, the Green Bay Packers. Guys, the Packers are thriving under Jordan Love. He already has 5 passing touchdowns through the first 2 games. He looks poised beyond his years. This defense is a top 10. It's on a top 5 unit on third down stops, and the Green Bay Packers look balanced across the board. Guys, the Green Bay Packers are a Super Bowl caliber team. Stop sleeping on them, but they remain steady at number 4 this week because there has been no changes up at the top. Coming in at number 3, we have the LA Rams. Yes, they started slow against the Tennessee Titans. Yes, they struggled for the first 3 quarters against the Tennessee Titans. But halfway through the third, fourth quarter on, Devontae Adams, Puka, and Matthew Stafford flexed on a terrible Titans team. Now, this week, they are traveling to Philadelphia to take on the Eagles in a huge clash, a battle at the top, must-see TV at 1 p.m. East Coast time. Guys, this is going to be a great game, but coming in at number 3, we do have the LA Rams. And then coming in at number 2 is the Philadelphia Eagles. They haven't even played their best football yet, and yet they're still unbeaten. Saquon Barkley is great. Jalen Hurts is great. A.J. Brown has started out slow, but we know he will be bounced back because A.J. Brown is the man, the myth, the legend. Defensively, they force turnovers or they are blitzing, and they even cheat and get away with it. But yes, coming in at number 2 is the Philadelphia Eagles, and that means one thing only. Number 1 team is the Buffalo Bills. Guys, the Buffalo Bills is the best team in football right now. Nobody can beat the Buffalo Bills right now. Josh Allen is him. James Cook is him. Keenan Coleman is him. The rest of the defense is him. 24 straight games without losing the turnover battle. That's number 1 caliber football, baby. Number 1, guys, the Buffalo Bills are going to steamrock anybody that faces them this season. So just to recap my top 10, NFL Week 3, we at number 10, the Kansas City Chiefs. Number 9, we had the Baltimore Ravens. Number 8, the Washington Commanders. If they lose, they're definitely going to fall out this week, no doubt about it. Number 7, the Detroit Lions. Number 6, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Number 5, the LA Chargers. Number 4, the Green Bay Packers. The number 3, the LA Rams. Number 2, the Philadelphia Eagles. And number 1, the Buffalo Bills. So, guys, let me jump into the comments and see what you guys are talking about my top 10 NFL weekly power rankings. Lions beat the Ravens on Monday. Alpha Rob, as much as I want to jump on that bandwagon, as much as I want to agree with you, Lamar Jackson is what? 37-1 versus NFC teams? Lamar Jackson does not lose to NFC teams. It is what it is. John's in the chat says, hopefully we have never beaten the Ravens. So John is obviously a Lions fan. He wants the Lions to beat the Ravens as well. Shay Frayer says, hopefully Jaden Daniels can come back healthy and not have lingering issues all year long. I hope you're right. Hope you're right as well. For Jeter's sake, I hope you are right. John says defense didn't play that well in the Bears game either. I mean, the Detroit Lions. Yes. Because, John, you've been away for a while, but welcome back, brother. What makes the Detroit Lions defense so great was their explosive offense. When you are playing a team that has to play from behind consistently, passing the ball is the key. When a team like the Green Bay Packers back in week 1 can be balanced attack and run and do whatever they want, it's hard to stop. It's hard to stop. James Frank says, Baker and all his weapons can't forget to say his rookie, Ibuka. Am I saying that right? Ibuka. Yeah, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are pretty good. They are pretty good. Shay Frazier says, at number 4, that's wild. Get my boys to number 2 below the Eagles. No, Shay. The reason why the Green Bay Packers are sitting at number 4 right now is because they cannot beat the Philadelphia Eagles. They cannot beat the LA Rams. They're not beating the Buffalo Bills. I think about so that is how I do my power rankings. Going into the week, can you beat the teams that are below you? That is where you rank, right? So with the Kansas City Chiefs sitting at number 10, those 9 teams above them, if they were playing head-to-head this week, I think that they would win that said game. James Frank says, Packers going to smack my Browns this weekend. I don't know, baby. Classic crap game. Classic trap game. And Rams above the Packers, yeah. Yeah. They got Devontae Adams. You don't. Too soon? Too soon? Well, Will Olsen says, you know nothing. I'm getting tired of this radio show. I've watched the Texans play on Monday Night Football, and they're a good team. And I'm a Chiefs fan saying this. I'm not saying that the Texans are a bad team. I'm saying coaching is holding them back. I'm saying their schedule will hold them back. I'm saying that the Texans have to play damn good football and figure themselves out to make the playoffs. They're not a top 10 team. If you're going to put anybody from the AFC South in the top 10, it's got to be the Indianapolis Colts. So come on now. I'm a Chiefs fan as well. But I am the most unbiased Chiefs fan that you will meet. Shay says, politely, we all do respect. Going to disagree with at the top 4. All are top 4, but the wrong order. Eagles, Packers, Bears, Rams. Ooh, that's tough, baby. James Frank says, if you're tired, go to bed. If you're scared, go to church. Isn't what like Ice Cube says? Alpha Rob says, number 1 sounds right to me. Well, yeah, because they're Buffalo Bills. Alpha Rob says, where's the game? Are we referring to the Packers versus Browns game? I believe it is at Cleveland, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, it is at Cleveland, 1 p.m. on Fox. And John says, the Browns better win. I picked them to beat the Green Bay Packers. Uh-oh. I don't know. I took the Browns on the Packers. Go Browns. Go Browns. Yeah. F those Packers, right? F those Packers, baby. But guys, it's time for a little thing we like to call cold, hard facts. Let me get a little bit of music there. Transition. All right, guys. So cold, hard facts is very, very simple. It is time for the cold, hard facts. If you have not seen this segment before, here's how it works. I'm going to lay down some straight facts. No fluff, no sugarcoating, just the real, undeniable truth and what's about to go around in the NFL world. When we're talking about the cold hard facts, I'm cutting through all the noise and getting there what is truth. What is happening? What is real? No room for the debate here. These are all the facts you can take to the bank. So guys, buckle up, because I'm about to drop some knowledge. No overreaction, no exaggeration, just pure, cold, hard facts. So guys, let's dive into it and see what is going on in the NFL world today. I talked too early. All right, guys, so the cold hard fact of the day is the Pittsburgh Steelers defense is broken. Guys, right now, this unit ranks 29th in yards allowed and 29th in points allowed per game. That's not a bad start. That is near the very bottom of the NFL for a team that has built his identity on defense for the last decades. This is a serious problem. And here are the numbers that back it up. Through the first 2 weeks of the 2025 season, guys, the Steelers have given up at least 30 points in both games. That's not only, and that's not it. But in this matchup, each opposing team had a 100-yard rusher. This is how you get to give it up early, nearly 150 yards rushing per game, which has them sitting 28th in the league. When you cannot stop the run, you lose the ability to rush the passer. This team has been known for the sacks for the last many years, but right now they're tied for 25th in the league with only 1.5 sacks per game. With that kind of production, you're not putting pressure on the quarterbacks. You are not forcing mistakes, and you're not leaving this, and then you're leaving your secondary exposed. The wild part about this whole thing is, guys, is that this is the highest paid defense in football by almost $25 million. So on paper, the Pittsburgh Steelers should have a top 5 defense. Instead, they look like one of the worst football groups in the NFL. From top to bottom, this defense looks abysmal. There's no quick fix here. Unless the Steelers completely change of how they approach a game, this is going to be a season-long issue. Guys, the cold hard fact is that the Steelers defense is just not underperforming. They are flat out broken. And no amount of money is saving them right now. So let me ask you guys this question. Can the Steelers defense turn this season around, or are they officially cooked in 2025? Drop your comments down below and let's talk about it. All right, so John says, yeah, underdog meaning the Browns, okay. James Frank says, LMAO. I believe that lasts my ass off, if I'm not mistaken. I'm trying to be hip. TJ Watt ain't done nothing. Should have traded him. Myles Garrett is king, baby. Myles Garrett is pretty good, isn't he? Yeah, Myles Garrett is pretty good. Let's just call back. And Casey Morgan, Casey's a pigskin pundit. Wrong button.
Get you some.
Let me do that again for you, Casey.
Pigskin pun. Get you some.
He says the Steelers are cooked. They're cooked. James says the Steelers are cooked like sizzling bacon. I do love some sizzling bacon. I do love some sizzle in the bacon. But the guys, the cold hard facts is the Steelers defense is cooked. The Steelers defense is hurt, says John. John says, whoa, slow it down, baby. They're hurt. Injury's not an excuse, John. You are a Detroit Lions fan. You know all about injuries. Injuries are not an excuse. Step up and do the thing, baby. But Alpha Rob says, you need to slow down, y'all. Y'all crazy. There's still time for them to turn it around. Alpha Rob, is still time for them to drop down from 28th down to 32nd. There's still time for them. Come on, baby. Slow it down. But guys, the next cold hard fact of the day. A.J. Brown's slow start is nothing more than a mirage. Fugazi, as we like to say here on the Man Hour. Guys, right now, the numbers for A.J. Brown are flat out shocking. Through the first 2 games of the 2025 season, Brown has just 6 receptions for 35 yards. 6 catches, 35 yards. That averages 3 catches for 17.5 yards per game. That's tough. And for a wide receiver who has been the focal point of the Philadelphia's passing game, the moment he has arrived, those numbers look something you would expect from a backup, from a practice squad player, not a superstar, not a top 10 receiver in the NFL. But here's where the facts come in for A.J. Brown. He has been one of the most dominant receivers in football since he joined the Philadelphia Eagles. He has posted over 1,000 receiving yards each of his first 3 seasons in Philly. In 2 of those 3 seasons, he chopped 1,400 yards. That kind of production just doesn't disappear overnight. And for his career, Brown averages 15.6 yards per reception. Compare that to his 5.88 yards per catch he's averaging right now in 2025. That's nearly a 10-yard drop-off per reception. It's the kind of start that screams small sample size, but nothing long-term decline. Guys, let's also look at the situation around him, right? The Eagles are running a new system under offensive coordinator Kevin Patonto. Anytime you bring in a new coordinator, especially in a system that leaves heavily on the run, it takes a few weeks of timing, chemistry, and balance to kick. Right now, the Eagles are a team that's averaging just 158-yard passing per game, which has them in the bottom third of the NFL. That's just not an A.J. Brown problem. That's a passing game problem. We also cannot ignore his health. Brown missed a significant chunk of time this summer due to a hamstring injury. When you're coming off a soft tissue issue like that, teams tend to ease their star wide back into action to prevent re-injury. This explains why his snap count and target shares have been down early in the season. But when he's fully ramped up, expect him to be the same explosive A.J. Brown that we know and love. And put this more into perspective. In 2023, Brown also started slow as well. He had 11 catches for 108 yards combined in the first 2 games. People panicked. Then he rattled off 5 straight 100-yard games and finished the year with 1,456 receiving yards and 7 tutties. That's the kind of history that tells you he knows how to bounce back. That's the time of issue that we need to slow it down, baby. This offense is also run-oriented, but Brown has never let this stop him from putting up numbers. Even with Jalen Hurts leading a heavy, ground-heavy attack, Brown still averages over 90 yards per game in his best stretches. And he has been one of the most reliable deep ball threats in football. Guys, the cold hard fact is this. A.J. Brown's lack of production right now is all fugazi. The numbers, the system, and his history will tell you he will bounce back and be a 1,000-yard receiver again by the end of 2025. So, guys, in the comments down below, will A.J. Brown get back to being one of the top NFL receivers of this season? Or are we seeing the beginning of a real decline in A.J. Brown? Let's think about it. John says Brown will get out of his funk and he'll be fine, bro. I agree. We all need to slow it down, baby. Alpha Rob says he has 0 passing touchdowns so far. That is true. That is true. That's tough. It's more on Hurts than A.J. Brown, in my opinion, says Casey. Philly Mike OG's back in the chat today trying to troll us again. He says Josh Allen's out for the season. Okay. We learned not to trust Philly Mike like OG, right, guys? Anything you say, you're saying is listless. Whatever that's supposed to mean. I don't get it. But guys, the next cold hard fact. Guys, the cold hard fact is this. The New Orleans Saints pass rush is nothing but a fugazi. You heard it right here, guys. The New Orleans Saints defense is terrible. It sucks. On paper, the Saints look like one of the most dangerous defenses in football. Yeah, on paper, on stat-wise, they're the most dangerous defense in football. Through the first 2 weeks of the 2025 NFL season, they are tied for second in the league with 8 sacks. At first glance, that number jumps off the page. 8 sacks in 2 games sounds like a dominant defensive front. But when you dig deeper, the truth tells a different story. Let's break it down. Because of those 8 sacks, 2 were simply tackles for no gain on Kyler Murray when he was scrambling. Counts as a sack. And another one came last week when Mac Jones tripped over his own feet before a defender touched him. That counts as a sack. Those technically count as stats in stat sheet, but they do not represent real consistent pass rush dominance. Sorry, Wes, your defense sucks. The advanced metrics paint even a more clear picture. According to True Media, the Saints defense ranks 28th in pass rush win rate, an alarming 30th in total pressure. This means despite what the sack number suggests, New Orleans is one of the least effective teams in the league when it comes to actually beating blocks and consistently getting after the quarterback. Now let's add context. The Saints have faced 2 teams so far with both offensive line issues. Arizona, with Kyler Murray back under center, is still adjusting to the young line and struggle to protect him. New England's offensive line has been one of the worst in football dating back to the last season. So yes, the Saints padded their stats early, but it's not like kind of pass rush type production that hold up once they face tougher competition, or anybody for that matter. But there is hope on the horizon if you are a New Orleans Saints fan. Chase Young is expected to return from injury, and when he's healthy, he can be a game changer. But even with him back, it's going to take more than one player to fix a unit that struggle to generate passing rusher pressure consistently. Remember, last year, New Orleans finished in the bottom third of the league in sack rate. And now all the early signs point to a repeat of the trend once this hot start cools off. So while Saints fans might be excited about these 8 sacks on the stat sheet, the truth is it is misleading. The lack of consistent pressure and poor win rates on one-on-one matchups shows exactly what the defense really is. Guys, the cold hard fact is the Saints sack total are total fugazi. Unless Chase Young comes back and sparks a major turnaround, this pass rush is going to slide right back down in the rankings, and the New Orleans Saints are going to suck for the rest of the season. Guys, are the Saints really top-tier pass rush defense, or are these sack numbers just fool's gold? Drop your comments down below, and let's find it out. Now, next up, the final cold, hard fact of the day, guys. The cold, hard fact is James Conner's so smart is also fugazi. Also fugazi. James, the pick'em's out right now. I think I emailed it to you. But right now, guys, the numbers do not look good for James Conner. Through the first 2 weeks of the 2025 season, James Conner has rushed for 73 total yards, which has him sitting 39th among NFL rushers. This puts him on pace for 620 yards over a full season, which is his lowest output since 2019 when he battled injuries. For a 30-year-old running back, those numbers raise some red flags. I get it. But let's put this into perspective. James Conner is coming off a back-to-back 1,000-yard season, proving he can still produce at a very high level despite heavy workload he has carried in Arizona. Over those 2 seasons, he's averaging 4.3 yards per carry and found the end zone a combined 16 times. That is not production of a washed-up running back. That is production of a workhorse. So why the slow start in 2025? It's part of the game plan. It's a part of the script. The Cardinals have been playing from behind early in these games, which has forced them to lean on the passing attack. Through 2 weeks, Arizona ranks in the bottom 10 in rushing attempts per game. You cannot put up big rushing numbers if you're not getting the opportunities. Another factor is the offensive line. The Cardinals are still trying to find consistency up front. They currently rank bottom third of the NFL in block win rate, according to ESPN metrics. This means James Conner is often getting hit before he can even get going downhill. Now, one thing to keep an eye on is rookie Trey Benson. In limited stats, Benson has looked explosive, averaging 5.1 yards per carry compared to Conner's 3.2. The Cardinals might look to work him in if the trend continues, but James Conner's physicality, downhill style is going to be the foundation of this backfield for many, many years to come. We also know James Conner's history. He is a streaky runner who often heats up when the season goes on. Last year, he started slow with just 102 yards in the first 2 games as well, then rattled off 6 games with 80-plus rushing yards down the stretch to finish strong. So, guys, the cold, hard fact is this. It's simple. James Conner's early numbers may look bad, but the slow start is just fugazi. He has a track record, the physical style, and the workload to bounce back. Once again, be 1,000-yard back in 2025. Let me ask you guys this question. Will James Conner get back on track and carry the Cardinals offense, or is Trey Benson about to steal his job? Guys, drop your comments down below.